Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome to the RC Retro channel. In this episode, we're talking all things LOSI as far as future projects you could expect to see right here on the channel. And then we're going to get the LOSI XXXT Sport Edition stadium truck out on the Deepwood Speedway for some action, because when I did the video for this, I just had it out on a baseball field, and I'm really curious to see how this does on the track. And many of you in the comments also requested to see this on the Deepwood Speedway, so we're going to get to that in a little bit. But first, we're going to run through each one of these buggies, future projects, one at a time, to give you an update where we are and what you can expect to see for each one. So starting off, we have my LOSI JRX2/JRX Pro, which we've had a few videos on this channel debating whether this started off life as a JRX2 and then was upgraded to a JRX Pro using the Pro Performance Kit. But needless to say, it also has XXX shocks on the front and the rear. Now, I did a whole video on this as well, racing on a track. So links to those videos can be in the description down below. But there seems to be something going on with the diff and I can't quite figure it out. So I'm going to tear this down and rebuild the whole transmission on here. So that will be a future episode. And then I will get this really cool custom painted body by Vesa Lee. I reached out to him. He told me he had this. I was like, this is pretty dope. This JRX Pro body with the same paint scheme, except it's in like a gunmetal orange metallic. It's very shimmery. I like it. And like a shimmery pearl white on here, or a gray. It's just awesome. Check this out. He did a couple of my LOSI bodies for me that you'll see later on in this episode. Very talented. Thank you, Vesa. And so we're going to get this fitted on there. And now I'm just trying to figure out, as far as the wheels, do I go with some black wheels that you see right over here? These are JC Racing reproduction wheels for LOSI. Or do I attempt to go with white and dye them? The problem is I have Tangerine Mandarin over here, or Mandarina, however you want to say it. But these dye your wheels this color, orange, and these are from our Top Force Evo. These are not the reproduction ones. These are original ones from the original Top Force Evo. And the orange doesn't quite match up. So I'm thinking maybe the black. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Put a comment down below. Should I attempt to dye these? Should I maybe ask my buddy Fix It Phil if he can match the color on here and spray these so it's the same color and go with orange, or maybe the black? I'm a little torn. Let me hear what you guys have to think and your opinions, and drop a comment down below. And that's a future project that you're going to see right here on the channel. And then of course, once I rebuild it and get this cool body on there, I'm going to give it a quick spin on the Deepwood Speedway, right? Because you got to run it at least one time before we clean it up and we shelf it. Another future LOSI project that you could expect to see here on the channel is a full-blown restoration of this XXX Brian Kinwald edition. It's in really great condition already as far as it just being lightly used. Definitely not mint, but excellent condition, as you can see from the bottom of the chassis. Just a little dirty. So all we're going to have to do is just take this apart, give it a light cleaning, put it back together, get this Phobia Brian Kinwald paint scheme body fitted on here, of course painted by Vesa Lee. And then I was even able to source the original blue wheels and the tires. Well, I'm not really sure if the tires are the exact tires that came with this when it was released, but they are LOSI tires. But the blue wheels are definitely, I want to say, hard to come by. These are in mint condition, so it's going to be nice to get these on there. As a matter of fact, if I were to actually leave this shell, which came with this, which by the way is nice as is, but this is not the Phobia body that came with the XXX Kinwald edition. This body on here is the original body for the XXX when it was first released. So there was a XXX before they put out a Kinwald edition. But mine is a Kinwald edition. It has all the aluminum blue anodized parts on there. It does not have the plastic parts on there, but it has the blue anodized parts. And this is going to clean up nicely. The only thing I have some concerns about, because I was saying how the chassis is almost mint. The motor guard in the back does have some scratches, but I have been able to source a brand new one. Same thing for the front bumper, so those can be easily replaced. Is that apparently they glued, let me see if I can get this off really quick. whoever's the original owner was glued the antenna in, and the glue came out the little hole over here and got on the chassis. So I have to figure out a way to get that off. I doubt I'll be able to get it off, but maybe one of you out there has a tip or a trick. I don't know, something, maybe a solvent that'll get rid of the glue. I don't know, I'd love to get that off because this chassis is excellent condition, almost mint. So this is gonna be a nice one. Here's everything that was on the inside as far as electronics, Tekin receiver, a Novak Atom speed control. It's all nicely set up. I'm gonna probably leave it as is, just like I said, just clean up everything, and this is gonna be a display with this very cool body. Yes, another XXX buggy. I guess I have a thing for the LOSI XXX. This is the Brian Kinwald 2 edition. Although I do not have all the yellow plastic pieces on here that the BK2 came with. I'm not sure if the original owner took those off and replaced them with all black RPM parts on here, but this one intends to be a runner. I would like to work on this over the course of the fall and the winter and have it up and running by the spring to put it on the Deepwood Speedway a couple times, just have some fun with it. Take the shell off. We have a LRP ESC and a JR receiver, so we're going to get those out of there, put something else in here, give this a quick cleaning, tune it all up, and of course get it fitted with this Vesely painted body, which is the BK2 paint scheme. I really like this one. As a matter of fact, I think I prefer this one to the BK1 with the slime on it. I see a lot of cars out there with the slime paint scheme. I love the jagged edges on here. It's pretty cool. So we're gonna get this on there, and then got the wing over here. Have the original yellow tires, or I should say wheels on here. They're a little beat up. I am gonna use them, but once I run this a couple times and then clean it up and then put it on the shelf as a display, I would like to try to source the original yellow wheels on here, just to give it that nice clean shelf queen look to it. But I'm gonna get this up and running. Gonna run this a few times, have some fun with it, and you could expect to see that on the channel probably in the late spring. I know it seems like it's so far away, but the months are gonna fly by just like that. And of course, we're gonna have some other great content on this channel. We always do, right? So yeah, another XXX. Gee, I wonder what's in the box. That's right, another XXX. I told you, I just love the XXX. 3 of them? Really? Well, this one, sent to me by my buddy Colorado Larry. This is the original XXX, the one that came out before the Brian Kinwald edition. So I guess you can call this like the base model. So this is just the plain one that was first came out. It's in excellent condition, restored to almost mint by Larry and then sent to me. The gear cover on here is not the original gear cover. It's an RPM one. It's a little beat up, but I'll have to source one of those. But this is in great condition. Now, I'm probably going to take the body off of my Brian Kinwald edition over here because I'm going to get the body with the slime paint scheme on here. And then I'm going to take the body and use it on here because this is the body that came with the original XXX. So I think that'll look nice on here. All right, what else did Larry throw in? Well, put this down for a second. Couple sets of used wheels and tires. So I think I might use one of these on my BK2 to get that up and running. But he also sent me some brand new wheels. Can these be dyed? I'm not 100% sure, but I would like to try to dye them in a blue to get them close to this body. And by the way, I didn't mention this when we were looking at my Brian Kinwald edition. This body is a really nice paint job on here. Custom painted by Motion Graphics. I don't think they're no longer in business anymore, but it was a really nicely done job. They put this nice plastic ring on the front and the rear where the body mounts onto. So I think this will look really nice on this almost mint condition original base model XXX right over here. So yeah, so that's another video in the future, another project that we'll get to on this channel. But yeah, I got a lot of XXXs. All I'm missing is the CR edition, and probably somebody's gonna reach out to me and say, I got one. And it's gonna be a very attractive price point. They're gonna say it's for sale, and I might not be able to pass it up, right? So yeah, just love that XXX. Well, this one's not so much a project car, as I already have it up and running and I'm using it. This is my XXXT stadium truck, which I love very, very much. I would like to use it a few more times before I officially retire it. Definitely want to get it into a couple stadium truck races on the Deepwood Speedway, and then kind of take it apart, service it, clean it up, restore it, whatever you want to call it, and then get this really nice painted body by the man himself, Andy Jacobson, fitted on there, get some nice stickers on there. I would like to take off these clear wheel discs and send them back to Andy so we can match the exact color that you see right over here, because I think that's what really makes this whole thing pop, was when you have the same color on the clear wheel discs over here. I should have sent those to him in the first place, not exactly sure why I didn't. But I think this is going to look awesome. But I definitely want to have some more fun with this before I retire it. But don't worry, I do have other stadium trucks on this channel that you have all not seen yet that will come out at another time that I plan on using for racing. All right, so love this XXXT you see right over here. Matter of fact, this is the body that came with it. A little beat up, but I do like that paint scheme on there. That just screams like late 80s, early 90s. Love that. But this thing just handles like a dream out there on the track. So definitely want to have some more fun with it. But yeah, eventually it'll be cleaned up and shelved. Next up, we have something that's a little bit more modern. We have the TLR 22 DC 5.0. Had to think about that. I'm not too used to the modern day stuff. But yeah, this is a roller that comes factory assembled, already set up for dirt and clay. Not really something that I do. I know we run on the Deepwood Speedway, which is dirt, but we don't really run modern stuff like this, right? So I can't even use it on there because, well, just have a slight advantage over everybody else because we run the older stuff or the retro re-releases. But I thought this was a great segue to kind of dip my toe into the pool of indoor carpet racing. Now I know this roller comes factory set to running dirt and clay, and all you gotta do is throw your electronics in there. But I was talking to my buddy Tommy Bolger, who is a semi-pro RC driver. He says we can change some stuff on here and get it so it's set for indoor carpet racing. So Tom is gonna help me out with that project. When is that? I have no idea. When am I even gonna go carpet racing? Have no idea. It could be months, could be years from now. But yeah, I couldn't pass this up as it was free. Kind of like a gift from Fix It Phil. We were over his house racing, and then afterwards I went into his garage of RC, and I turned around, and there he was standing with this and was basically like, here you go. And I couldn't pass up a free RC car, so thank you, Phil. He said it was for the channel. And thank you, Tom, ahead of time for helping me out with converting this to a carpet racer. I'm sure I'll have to sink some money into this. I already have an idea of what setup I'm going to put in here, but I just couldn't pass this up, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with this, I think. So, yeah. All right, there you go. The TLR 22, that is, DC 5.0. So on a final note, my LOSI Junior 2 that you see right over my shoulder over here, I love this. It's almost mint. The only thing it's missing to complete it is the little blue #1 that goes on the side right over here, and then we're done with that. So just got to order me up some stickers from MCI Racing, and then we're done. Now, on to some running footage. We have the LOSI XXXT Sport Kit. This is their ready-to-run version, right out of the box. I got this brand new for a little over $300. We are out there running it with the original electronics in here, the JR Racing receiver and remote. Had a blast with this. Me and Fix It Phil were taking turns driving, filming this. We had so much fun. We ran 2 LiPo batteries through here. We were tearing it up. This thing handles great, but the only issue was, I want to say, halfway through or maybe towards the end of the second battery we had in here, the little metal bushing in the motor came unseated and melted the end bell. And it not only melted the end bell, but it melted part of the motor guard as the whole motor came loose and like sunk into the motor guard and melted part of that. We were like, why isn't it moving? Why did it turn off? And then I picked it up like, what's burning? Friggin' motor was burning up. I've never seen anything like that before. We laugh about it because we're two dopes out there. No worries though, because it's a 19-turn brush motor. Took that out, put a different black can 19-turn motor in there until we raced this in a race on the Deepwood Speedway. But we had a lot of fun out there with this. So enjoy the race, or I should actually say action footage. And then those are all my LOSI projects that you could expect to see on the channel in the upcoming months. All right. So enjoy. Thank you for your support, and I will see you all on my next. Take care.